Hey guys, welcome back. We are here at week 19, and that means that we are starting the last quarter of the whole school year. So we only have 6 weeks to go and we're all done. So today we're going to start with math, and we're continuing all of our area formulas for the area of a circle. And so the area of a circle equals pi, which is 3.14 times the radius squared. And that is on continuation from all the area formulas that we've been learning over the last 4 weeks. And we're going to sing this and add it on to the end of that tune, which we were doing of 99 bottles. And the song sounds like this. The area of a rectangle equals length times width. The area of a square equals the length of its side squared. The area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. The area of a circle equals pi 3.14 times the radius squared. And then to wrap it up, these formulas help us get geometry just right. So in review, the area of a circle equals pi 3.14 times the radius squared. And this week's part of it sounds like the area of a circle equals pi 3.14 times the radius squared. These formulas help us get geometry just right. All right, that is our math. For English, we are learning sentence parts, a clause. And a clause is a group of words that contains both a subject and a verb. And so continuing with our cheers that we're doing for all of these sentence parts, it sounds like this. Sky, do you want to be my repeater? Sentence parts.
Sentence part.
Clause.
Clause.
A clause.
A clause
Is a group of words
is a group of words
that contains
that contains
both a subject and a verb.
both a subject and a verb.
That's right. Let's see you over here. Sentence parts.
Sentence part.
Clause.
Clause.
A clause is
A clause is
a group of words
a group of words
that contains
that contain
both a subject
both a subject
and a verb. And we're making movements like we're running like a verb. So a subject and a verb.
and a verb.
That's right. So that's what a clause is. Sentence parts, clause. A clause is a group of words that contains both a subject and a verb. Okay. All right. Now we're going to have history. And for history, it's tell me about NATO. And we have another visitor here. Okay. All right. So, a history. Tell me about NATO. We're going to do this to some hand motions, and they look like this. In 1949, the United States and its allies formed NATO to resist, the spread of Soviet communism. Okay, one more time. It's in 1949, the United States and its allies formed NATO to resist the spread of Soviet communism. Okay, this is the sign for communism, so we're just going to do that twice on both sides, once on both sides, okay? So that is our history. For Latin, we are learning John 1, chapter 5, or John chapter 1, verse 5. And so for this in class, we did musical chairs. And so we listened to the song once through, and we stop it at this week's section of the verse. And we did that several times until we had a winner in the last part. And then every time we got shorter and shorter of what part of the song we were listening to. This week's phrase is, and the darkness did not comprehend it. And in Latin, that is, et tenebrae eam non comprehenderunt. And again, we are listening to this to the tune of King Things, who has put this whole chapter translation into song format. And one more time, it's, and the darkness did not comprehend it. et tenebrae eam non comprehenderunt. And that is our Latin. You can play musical chairs at home too. Play the song and have a parent can stop it at the right time, and kids can have fun re-listening to the song over and over and over to nail down the last few verses that we've learned for Latin. Okay, for timeline, we have Lincoln's War between the states. That part of the song goes a little bit fast, so those are the only motions that we'll do. We'll do the L and then the sign for war. So Lincoln's War between the states, Reconstruction of the southern states. And for that, we're doing reconstructing. Then we're going to make an S and bring it down for south. Okay, so Reconstruction of the southern states. Then the sign for Canada is to take your collar and shake it like this. So we're going to do Dominion of Canada, and we're going to shake our collar here like that. Then we have Otto von Bismarck unifies Germany. For that, we're going to do the sign for unify. So we're going to take our two hands and bring them together to meet in the middle for unified. So Otto von Bismarck unifies Germany. The sign for Germany is to take your two hands and put your right hand into the in between your thumb and your other fingers like this, and then wiggle your fingers. Okay, so Otto von Bismarck unifies Germany. Okay, and then we have Boer Wars in Africa. Again, for that, we're going to do the sign for wars, but before that, we're going to do a B. So Boer Wars in Africa. And then we have the Spanish-American War. And for that, it goes really fast as well. So we're going to do an S for Spanish and an A for American, and then war. Okay, so Spanish-American War. And then the last one is the Progressive Era. So for that, it's kind of like Reconstruction, but we're going to go out showing the progression. Okay, so the Progressive Era. Okay, and that is all of our timeline. For geography, we are learning trails, and there are lots of them, 7 to be exact. But let's look at this map for a color code. And in class, we went on hikes with little animals, little tiny animals. But just to review them, I want to point them out now. We have the Cumberland Road over here. Then down here, we have the Santa Fe Trail, the Gila Trail here in orange. Right here is the Old Spanish Trail in pink. And yellow is the California Trail up here. And the green, this really long trail, is the Oregon Trail. And last but not least, the Mormon Trail is here in blue. Okay, so for class, what we did is we had these little guys. And we had a little hiking companion, and we hiked around the country. So my hiking companion today is this little doggy, and we just sat on the trail. So we're hiking down the Cumberland Road. And then from there, we're gonna jump on over to the Santa Fe Trail here in purple. That was a long hike. And we're gonna take it up here to the Mormon Trail. On the map, if you have it blown up in class, there's actually the lake right here, and we can stop there for a little drink since we're all so thirsty from this long hiking that we're doing. And then from there, we will go, let's see, the order in our foundations guide has you doing the Old Spanish Trail right here. So the Old Spanish Trail, and then we have the California Trail over here in yellow. And then last but not least, we have the Oregon Trail over here in green, which is super long. And he has been the best little companion. But that is all of our 7 trails. And what we did in class was we would do the trail, and every time we added another trail, we would recover the trails that we have done since then, so that we're reviewing all the trails as we go. And that's how we covered our geography. And for science, we are learning the difference between an acid and a base. So what is the difference between an acid and a base? The difference between an acid and a base is an acid donates a hydrogen ion, and a base receives a hydrogen ion. And so for class, what we did was we had all the kids partner up, and one was the acid, one was the base, and the acid would donate a hydrogen ion to the base, which would receive the hydrogen ion. So what is the difference between an acid and a base? the difference between an acid and a base, and we would say this together, all the acids would say, an acid donates a hydrogen ion, and then all the bases would say, and a base receives a hydrogen ion. And that's how we covered science. So what is the difference between an acid and a base? The difference between an acid and a base is that an acid donates a hydrogen ion and a base receives a hydrogen ion. And that's all of our memory work for today. Thank you. Special thanks to my little ninjas in the background of this video. Hopefully that wasn't too distracting today. And I hope that this video was helpful. If you do have any questions, please let me know. I'm always here. Otherwise, we will see you next week. Bye.